Well, I've already gotten my Christmas presents. I got a beautiful pair of furry slippers, which I will never give up, nor will I ever wear again. I took them home and set them down next to the chair in the bedroom where slippers go, and the dogs walked in, and then they noticed, and they got closer, and as they got closer, they must have made some noise because they started to light up. Immediately, they ran out of the room, and then they came back hoping that it wasn't still going to be true, that the bedroom had been taken over by slippers that lighted up. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you need to be here every Sunday. We're starting a new program. We're going to have the Saturday makeup for those of you that don't come on Sunday. So it's a wonderful time of the year. It's a wonderful time of the year, as I mentioned in the last service, where we literally have an exercise program for giving from the heart. Our exercise program starts around Thanksgiving, and we start thinking about what it would be like if we were going to give ourselves away, give away the love and the compassion and the caring that we have, that a lot of times during the course of the year, nobody asks us to give, or there's no forum for it. There's just sort of do what you do, and at the end of the day, you get whatever you get. But around Christmas, it's all we have to do for someone else, too. We have to do more than just give. We have to have that Christmas spirit. And so what I notice is that Christmas is a lot like church, and that the reason that a lot of us can continue to grow spiritually is because when we come together, we're supported by each other. And that it's really hard to dig deep into your own spiritual beingness all by yourself. And that by nature, we're community creatures. That is, we thrive with other people. And so Christmas is sort of a larger community doing the same thing that we do every week, which is to come together to recognize the gift that we are, that is spirit. And spirit really is most visible when demonstrated through giving it away. And that's the most extraordinary thing. The more you give yourself away, the deeper you find yourself being, and the more exciting it is to reach even further. This year, I know that Judith's going to be reaching deeper than ever before, and is going to give me a Porsche Boxster. I feel that, and I affirm it. That's right. Someone in the back of the room said, yes. Last year, she gave me the model of the 911. For hours, I ran it around the floor. Actually, believe it or not, if I had the money, I couldn't buy one because they're not very good on gas, and I really have to start thinking more green. So I'd probably buy a Prius with Porsche wheels, just so I could feel good. When you think about what you have to give away, I don't know about you, but on occasion I wake up and I think, I haven't got anything to give, I really don't. I mean, I wish I did, but I don't. And then someone says, Bob, could you do this for me? Oh, I have that much. And then another situation shows up, like a parking space at Costco that I could have gotten to first. And I give it to the other person, and they take it, and they don't nod. They just give me kind of I was entitled to it anyway. But I'm grateful. And then another thing happens, and another thing happens. And what you begin to notice is that you don't have anything to give away until you are in the consciousness of giving something away. And in that consciousness, you have an extraordinary amount you can give away. You can give away your smile, and you'll never lose it. You can give away your hugs, and they'll come back 1,000 times. You can give away a positive idea to somebody, and it'll thrive. You can give away love, and people will be suspicious of it, of course, at first. And then they'll just sort of savor it, and then they'll say, is there any more? Love is like a chocolate cookie. The first bite, you can't believe it could be that good. The second bite you take and you think, wow. And then the third bite you're thinking, is this going to be it for cookies? And then you find out there's an entire bag. The universe provided an entire bag of chocolate chip cookies of love. And all you have to do is reach in and pull one out and take a bite, and you're nurtured, you're nourished, you're good. God is like that. God is that in you. And we're God's distributors. This is sort of like the biggest multi-level organization on the planet. You sign up, and you can distribute God everywhere. Endless supply, huge returns. And the most wonderful thing that you can do this season is to give yourself away and don't look back. Just practice giving yourself away whenever you can. So I went to the bank the other day, and I made a small deposit. And I looked at the woman who was doing it. I said, that's wonderful, beautiful hair. And she said, I know. I said, beautiful outfit. She said, thank you. I said, you're just a beautiful person. She said, really? I said, yeah. And then she said, what do you want? I said, my deposit slip marked that I made the deposit. She said, that's it? I said, that's it. She said, thank you. You know, we are so used to having people give something so that they can get something that is kind of an unfamiliar territory. So I call it hit and run. This is a wonderful season for hit and run. Just tell anybody and everybody how much you love them and leave them before they have a chance to figure out what you meant, where it's going, or that you want anything. And you can reteach the world that love is something you can give away and that it's safe to do that. Just love everybody equally. Love everybody from that place inside of you that says, I can do this. And as I mentioned in the first service, it's like an extraordinary exercise program. The more you work at the exercise, the easier it is to do it. Now, you may notice pain in the very beginning. When I first started my exercise program, I noticed that some of my muscles didn't feel so good. Not unlike the first time I reached back, pulled my wallet out, and gave somebody who was wanting money $1. That hurt a little, because I wasn't sure it was going to be well spent. And then it got to easier to think about not just that, but anything that I had that I could give away. And one of the things that we did before we came to Monterey is we practiced Christmas. Before we left Monterey, we practiced Christmas giving there. We left a third of everything we own in the basement of the church for a yard sale. Not necessarily because we wanted to. We didn't have room for it. But we went from, I can't give this away. I've had this for 30 years. I can't give this away. I might want it in the year 2012. I can't give this away. This has special meaning. And then after a while, he said, well, you know, it hasn't had that much meaning for a while. I'll let it go. This we've already got 2 more of. We could probably give it to somebody who could use it. And before long, what we experienced was this extraordinary cleansing from giving. The more we gave away, the more we made room for a lighter journey and for other people to have more. And, you know, there's not a single thing that we left in the basement of the church that they're going to auction off or sell that I miss. I still have 3 staple guns. I don't know why, but I do. I have enough to share and enough to spare. That really is what Christmas is about. It's about I have enough to share, enough to spare. I have enough in me. I am enough. And that which is the Christ Spirit in me can do anything. Now that's huge. Anything, not just some of the things some of the time. Anything. And I think that's a harder concept to grasp when you're holding on to everything than it is a concept that you can grasp once you stop grasping everything for dear life. How many of us lived through some hard times and grabbed onto stuff and said, never again, and held on? And what you notice after a while is the holding on makes it hard to grab anything new. I'm still holding on to the old things. I'm sorry. I have to. There may not be enough. And so Christmas is this wonderful time of enoughness.